So you're telling me this combo comes from a structure deck? The new branded structure deck just dropped, and new support made the deck insanely cheap and accessible now, except of course for this card, Sanctifire Dragon, which just skyrocketed in price. And once you see what it does for Branded, you'll know exactly why. This card single-handedly turns Branded into a nightmare deck that can lock your opponent out of summoning. The setup for this combo is toxic, powerful, and honestly really easy to pull off. So just go ahead and dive right into the combo. This is probably the most toxic combo that Branded can do. It's not a new combo, by the way. It's definitely an old combo. However, now that Branded has gained popularity, it's very popular now, because obviously with everyone playing the deck, you want to make it as toxic as possible. And of course, this combo is the main reason why Sanctifire Dragon has skyrocketed in price. So we're just going to go ahead and go straight into the combo. We're going to say if we have 3 blanks, and of course our starters. The deck runs so many starters, so many 2-card starters, 1-card starters. So we're just going to say if we had Fusion Deployment and a Luber in our hand, and then 3 blank cards. So we're just going to go ahead, activate our Fusion Deployment. Fusion Deployment can go ahead and reveal Granganol from our extra deck. That's going to go ahead and special summon our Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous from our deck to our side of the field. From here we can go ahead and do the classic Branded line. Normal summon a Luber the Jester of Despia. Luber is going to go ahead and do, of course, what all the combos lead to and want to get to, and that's going to go ahead and grab us our Branded Fusion from our deck to our hand. From here we're going to go ahead and activate our Branded Fusion. That's going to go ahead and send our Fallen of Albaz and the Bysteel Lubalion from our deck to the graveyard. And that's going to go ahead and special summon our Albion the Branded Dragon. So we're going to go ahead and put that in defensive mode. Then of course Albion is going to go ahead and trigger. We're going to go ahead and banish our Luber. And then we can do our Fallen of Albaz from our graveyard to the banish zone. And that's going to go ahead and go into our Lubalion, the Syrian Dragon, special summon to our side of the field. Then we can go ahead and activate our Lubalion. We can just go ahead and discard one of our blank cards in our hands. And then we're going to go ahead and put itself and our Fallen of Albaz back into our extra deck and our main deck. That's going to go into the classic Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon, from our extra deck to our side of the field. Then we can go ahead and activate our Lubalion in our graveyard. We're going to go ahead and just tribute our Albion. And we're going to go ahead and special summon the Lubalion from the graveyard. Lubalion then, of course, can get us our Branded Lost from our deck to our side of the field. So we're going to go ahead and place Branded Lost here. So now we have some form of protection. Because in case you guys don't know, the activation of your cards and effects that include an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is fusion summoned this way. So that's going to come up later in the combo, but super busted card. Then of course the second effect, if you fusion summon a fusion monster, you can add 1 Fallen of Albaz or 1 monster that mentions it from your deck to your hand. So super busted card, gives us the deck a great recursion as well, and just awesome protection. And it is why the Bysteel Lubalion is a mainstay in all Branded decks basically. It was super expensive before the structure deck too. Then we're going to go ahead and activate our Blazing Cartesia's effect. We're going to go ahead and use itself plus our Bysteel Lubalion. And that's going to go ahead and go into our Granganol the Dust Dragon. So that's going to go ahead and special summon to our side of the field. From here we can do Chainlink 1 Granganol, Chainlink 2 Branded Lost. And remember, because of Branded Lost, they cannot respond to any of our fusion summon monsters. And remember, we do have the protection of Branded Lost now. So again, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. So we're going to go ahead and grab Tri-Brigade Mercourier from our deck to our hand. So it's just a basic hand trap. And then from here, we're also going to go ahead and send our Titaniclad from our extra deck to the graveyard, so we can go ahead and utilize that in the end phase. And of course, and if you are new to Branded, Branded's end phase is basically its main phase 3, and you'll see that in any of the combos you'll see for Branded. I am going to be posting a lot of Branded content, by the way. I finally got all my Branded cards in, so expect a lot of Branded content. This video is just an appetizer for what's to come. So now, of course, we're going to go to our main phase 3, aka the end phase. We can now go ahead and activate our Titaniclad in our graveyard. And that's going to go ahead and special summon our Guiding Quem from our deck to our side of the field. So Quem gets special summoned thanks to our Titaniclad in the end phase. And then Quem gets to activate her effect. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Fallen of Albaz or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to the graveyard. So we're going to go ahead and activate her effect, and we're going to send another copy of Fallen of Albaz from our deck to our graveyard. Then end phase still, we're going to go ahead and activate our other card in the graveyard, our Albion the Branded Dragon. That's going to go ahead and set our Branded in red from our deck to our side of the field. So we're going to have it set right here. I'm just going to keep it face up for now, just so you guys know what's there. If you guys wanted to, you could activate Blazing Cartesia as well in the graveyard during the end phase, but we're going to go ahead and keep it in the graveyard. You'll see why later on in the combo. Now this is where the fun really begins. We're gonna go ahead and pass it to our opponent. So typically the first thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna go ahead and wanna pop off with our Mirror Jade. And Mirror Jade can go ahead and send our Rinbram, the Striking Dragon, from our extra deck to go ahead and hopefully banish one of our opponent's cards. And then because a card left our extra deck, aka our Striking Dragon, then we can go ahead and trigger our Quem. She's gonna go ahead and special summon our Blazing Cartesia from the graveyard to our side of the field. Then we're gonna go ahead and activate Cartesia's effect to go ahead and fusion summon. We're gonna go ahead and use our Granganol the Dust Dragon and our Blazing Cartesia, and that's gonna go into another copy of Granganol the Dust Dragon. So that gets special summoned to our side of the field. So then once again, chain link 1, our Dust Dragon, Granganol, and then chain link 2, our Branded Lost. So Branded Lost can pretty much grab us any follow-up. We're just gonna go ahead and grab our Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, from our deck to our hand. Then Granganol's gonna go ahead and send our this is the main reason, aside from Sanctifire, why the deck is able to do what it does. This is Ido, the Supreme Magical Force. In case you don't know what this card does, you are fortunate enough to never been locked by this card. This card states you cannot summon or normal summon set monsters. You can only control one Ido, the Supreme Magical Force, once per turn. So super toxic. This is the card we give to our opponent to basically lock them out of the game. So this gets sent to the graveyard because of our Granganol. So we're gonna go ahead and send the Ido from the main deck to our graveyard. Then we can go ahead and flip our Branded Red that was set on our side of the field, activate Branded Red. We're gonna go ahead and target our Fallen of Albaz, add it to our hand from the graveyard. And we're gonna go ahead and banish our Fallen of Albaz and our Granganol with Branded Red to go into our Sanctifire Dragon. And in case you don't know what this card does, so Sanctifire requires Fallen of Albaz plus 1 light spellcaster monster. That is, of course, Granganol and Fallen of Albaz. And this card cannot be targeted by card effects. So it already has protection aside from the Branded Lost. And then during your opponent's turn quick effect, you can target 2 monsters in any graveyard, special summon both monsters, 1 to your side of the field and 1 to your opponent's side of the field. So one other neat interaction. So once we special summon our Sanctifire Dragon, right on the summon of it, we're gonna go ahead and chain it. That way it has our Branded Lost protection. And this is a quick effect, by the way. So right on summon, we're gonna go ahead and chain it. And we're gonna go ahead and give our opponent the Ido. So our opponent gets Ido. We can pretty much get anything. If you want to get our Cartesia, I think I'm just going to go ahead and put our Albion, the Branded Dragon, back on our side of the field just to get it kind of back into rotation. It gives us some form of follow-up having it on the field. Plus, it's a 2,500 attack, so helps us go for game. And of course, our opponent is now Eidos locked. So they have Eidos on their side of the field. Another thing, you always want to put all of your monsters in defense mode as well. That way they cannot crash the Ido. But yeah, so all of our monsters are in defense mode. We special summon our Albion to our side of the field, and they got Eidos locked now. We have a bunch of bodies on board as well. Branded Red goes to the graveyard. And that's pretty much it. We have follow-up. We have Negate with Trebregate Mercurier. We have Mirror Jade banished still. We have 2 other blank cards in hand. Again, Albion was grabbed for follow-up. We have a lot of follow-up with Branded Lost. So much stuff that Branded can still do. Super busted, super toxic combo. If you guys are interested in seeing more Branded stuff, let me know, leave a comment. Again, deck profile, more combo videos, a lot more combo videos are gonna be coming. Let me know though, I really go off of what my subscribers tell me that they're interested in doing. My channel was a big Blue Eyes channel for the longest time because the Blue Eyes players were the ones that showed up and commented saying that they wanted more. So my plan right now is similar to the Blue Eyes structure deck. To focus on the Branded stuff. It's the new popular structure deck. It's something I really enjoy playing as well. So if you guys want to see more Branded stuff, please leave a comment. But I think that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.